Find the equation of the line which passes through the points -1, 5 and 2, 6. So in order to get an equation of a line, we first of all need to find the slope, and then we need to use the equation formula. So we're going to substitute the slope into the equation formula using one of the points. So to find the slope, we're going to use this formula, m equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This formula is given in our formula book. We're going to label our first point as x1, y1, and our second point as x2, y2. So we're going to swap the y2 for 6, bring down the minus, swap the y1 for 5, and that's all divided by, swap the x2 for 2, bring down the minus, and swap the x1 for -1. So 6 minus 5 is 1, and 2 minus -1 is 2 plus 1, which is 3. So m is equal to 1/3, the slope is equal to 1/3. Next, we're going to use our equation of straight line formula, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Again, this formula is given to us in our formula book. So we're going to use one of the points, it doesn't matter which one. I'm going to go for -1, 5. And I've already labelled it as x1, y1. So substituting into my formula, the y stays as y, the minus stays as minus. And y1 we swap for 5. Bring down the equals. We swap the m for 1/3 because we got the slope to be equal to 1/3. M represents the slope. Bring down the bracket, bring down the x. And then we have minus x1. And x1 is already -1, so we've actually got minus -1. And minus -1 is +1, so that's where that +1 comes from. So since we have 1/3 here, we want to get rid of the fraction, so we're going to multiply across by 3. So it's going to be y minus 5 multiplied by 3, so we just bring the 3 in front with brackets around the y minus 5. 1/3 multiplied by 3 is just 1, so it's going to be 1 multiplied by x plus 1. 3 multiplied by y is 3y, 3 multiplied by -5 is -15, bring down the equals. 1 multiplied by x is x, 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. Then we're going to bring everything over the same side, so the 3y comes over, becomes -3y, the -15 comes over, becomes +15, and +15 plus 1 is +16. So the equation of this line is x minus 3y plus 16 is equal to 0. Alternatively, after this step, we could have just multiplied out the brackets. So the y minus 5 would stay the same, and 1/3 multiplied by x would be 1/3 x, and 1/3 multiplied by 1 would be 1/3. And then all we'd have to do is bring the -5 over the equal sign, and -5 becomes +5, and +5 plus 1/3 is 16 over 3, or 16/3. So we'd have y equals 1/3 x plus 16 over 3. So this equation is the same as this equation, but this is in the form of y equals mx plus c. And sometimes you'll be asked to write your equation in this format. But if you're not asked to specifically write it in a certain format, either equation will do.